profit in business and profit in taxes is two different things, okay? To anybody that's listening. The objective to any business, I don't care what the owner says, is to make a profit, to make money, to make a profit. And if you're just starting out in business, if you're smart, you'll do like we've done. And any profit you've made, you'll roll back into that business to level up, to get ahead, to invest in equipment, to invest in, software, to invest in bulk oils, to invest in the future of your business. That way you don't have to go to the bank and get a loan to invest in your business.
Welcome to the Dirty Heifers Podcast. Soap making, small business, and so much more. Let's get dirty. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Dirty Heifers Podcast, the show where three small business owners talk shop, share what's working, what's not, and occasionally admit that we're absolutely making this up as we go along. I'm Margaret from Warm and Fuzzy Soapery, where everything is simple, thoughtful, and designed to give you that warm and fuzzy feeling without the fluff. And tonight I am joined by my partners in business therapy, Jessie from Country Lather Soapworks, who somehow manages to keep one foot in creativity and the other in chaos at all times, and Shauna from Bawana Bath & Body, our resident scientist in residence, who keeps us honest when we start drifting into the internet advice territory. And tonight's episode is a little different in the best possible way, because we're not just talking about what our businesses do, we're talking about what our businesses did to us. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight, guys.
Yeah, we had zero clue what we were talking about until Margaret just said it. Me and Shauna, we just wing it.
She's like, not tonight's prepared. Episode is about, and both of us
we're like,
I forgot I didn't do it. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Bawana Bath & Body. Bawana Bath & Body creates handcrafted bath & body products made with thoughtfully selected ingredients, simple formulations, and an emphasis on quality over clutter. The goal is always the same: the products that feel good to use and even better to gift. You can find Bawana Bath & Body online and see what's new at bawana.com. And now that we're feeling appropriately clean and emotionally prepared, ready for everyone's favorite educational segment, Jessie Defines Words, otherwise known as the Word of the Week. And some of you might not know that I'm getting ready to move and my printer is packed up, so we've got handwritten today.
All right, it is spelled metamorphosis.
Are you sure that's spelled right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's metamorphosis.
Right. Am I sure? Did I spell it right?
You lobbed a ball at me this week, Heifer.
I did lob a ball at you this week. But would you like to hear a sentence anyway?
Yes. What did Shauna transform?
Let's see what Shauna did. Okay, you ready?
I was born ready, Heifer.
Shauna says starting her small business isn't just a financial decision. It's a personal metamorphosis, whether you expect it or not. What do you think metamorphosis means?
It's a change. It's a change.
It's a change. It is a
It's a fancy, schmancy way to say something's different.
Yes. Yes, it is. We like to, yes, congratulations, we got that one. So I was thinking about it in not just when we started this business, and I am a very different person today than I was when I first started. So I figured, let's start talking about how the business changes us, and maybe we can keep track of that over time, revisit this in a little while and see if we're still the same person today. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So
I'm just along for the ride.
I'm just along for the ride. All right. So when you first started your business, what was that?
Redneck
Why?
word of the week. And you gotta leave that in. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna mark that.
It's been a while. I've remembered every time for a long time. It's been a while that I forgot the redneck word. And it is time for everyone's second favorite segment of the week, the redneck.
Bull hockey. Bull hockey.
Oh,
This is probably the favorite segment of the week, actually. It's the redneck word of the week. What do you got for us today, Jess?
I have got a redneck phrase of the week.
Oh, I like the phrases.
Okay, I gotta misspell it. Okay, Carryin.
So it's carrying on. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm going to say that carrying on is like when your toddler's having a temper tantrum in the grocery store. They're carrying on about something.
You got it. But would you like to hear my sentence?
But I would like
to hear my sentence.
I would like to hear your sentence.
Dear Lord.
Shauna got to carrying on like a cat in a room full of rocking chairs soon as things didn't go her way.
Yeah, you guys put me in such a great light on this show, I swear.
A cat in a room full of rocking chairs. All right. Squish tail, is that what you're saying?
She got tired of that metamorphosis bull crap. And she started carrying on, pitching a fit.
All right.
I throw fits all the time. Yesterday I did. Listen, perimenopause is a bitch. Anyway.
It is.
Yep. All right, so let's get back to what I was about to ask before I forgot about the redneck word of the week. When you first started your business, how long did it take you before you started referring to yourself as a business owner? Or did you just start right away? Like, I own a business.
I ain't never thought about it.
You know, we did everything officially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had everything in place before we actually finally launched. So it was an official business with, all the legal stuff, but it still felt weird to say for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I still feel weird saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is there's so many people that own businesses, and
right.
I'm probably really fixing to get slammed, but there's a lot of people that have businesses, but it's not like they're legitimately running a business. It's more of a glorified side hustle. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So,
what's the difference between a glorified side hustle and a business that's just not doing well? Is it the legality? Like a glorified side hustle doesn't have a bank account, doesn't have an EIN number, doesn't have.
I would say that, and like Jesse's probably thinking the same thing I am. There's a lot of people who are in MLMs, and they call themselves business owners.
Okay, all right, I see that.
A MLM and a pyramid scheme does not mean you're a small business owner. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Okay. I wasn't making the connection, but that makes a lot of sense. There.
But that and I
but
am
they
thinking
do
along the
call them.
same signs as you, Marguerite. But yeah. And
So like
I can say this, I can legit say this because I was in an MLM years ago.
Oh yeah, which one?
Were you really?
I can't remember the name of it. It didn't last.
Was it
long.
like Amway or something?
No, it wasn't Amway. It was.
I got hard recruited for one. Several years. You guys familiar with Rodan and Fields?
Yeah.
The dermatologist who had Proactive and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they started out with a new. I don't know if they sold Proactive or something. Anyway, they started with a new line of stuff, and they would seem to preferentially pull in doctors or something. I don't know if it was preferential or not, but I knew some that had got into it, and like every single female doctor on my social media was selling it and trying to recruit people, and I literally had like 5 different ones trying to recruit me, and my husband's like, absolutely, they make it sound great. And I went to my husband there, he was like, absolutely not.
Good.
Yeah.
He pulled me down. He kept me grounded.
But there are some people that have, and they're registered businesses,
Yeah. But it's not the same.
But it's not really like they try to work it on a semi-regular basis. I mean, I get it if, like you guys, y'all have full-time jobs.
Right.
And y'all run the business on the side. I don't consider that a side hustle because y'all are actively trying to sell products and grow it.
Right.
That's
we're also making the product, which makes the business even harder.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you got to make it, you got to market it, you got to list it, you got to do all of the things, package it. All the hats, you all wear them.
Mm-hmm.
There's folks out there that has businesses, and I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just trying to define a classification here. Okay. There's folks out there that has businesses, and they are legal businesses, and they might work them once every other month. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're
So
technically a small business owner, but
well,
I mean,
it depends. I swear, like some of these businesses where it's more passive income are just freaking brilliant.
Now, passive income is different. I mean, if it's like, you've got rental properties or something like that, and they're bringing in income, the business is active.
Right.
Even though you're not active in it.
Yeah, we definitely have.
Tangimanized. We tangimanized it.
So, all right. So, there's a difference between calling yourself a small business owner and then believing that you're a legitimate business. When did you start believing you were legitimate? And was that the same thing to you? Like, okay, I'm a business owner, and then that's when you believed it.
When I launched my website, when I had a open place that people could go any time of the day they wanted and purchase my products, that's when I really felt like I was a small business owner and could call myself that. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have a website to call yourself a small business owner. That's not what I'm saying. I said that's what I felt like it.
Right.
That was my experience.
How about you,
I think
Sean?
I'm kind of like you, Margaret. It's like sometimes I still feel weird saying I have one. Mm-hmm. And it could just be because this is not my primary income right now, so it still feels like it's the side hustle type thing, even though I'm busting my tail trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
I was just laughing earlier because she's like, you both have full-time jobs. I was like, well, one of us doesn't have one for long.
54 more days.
Well,
and then I'm going to be the lone survivor.
One of us is so seasoned she can retire here in a few months.
Oh.
Right. Did I say that I got my preference sheet today?
She told me
this. She just seasoned. It was an old joke. I get it.
Yeah.
She's over them. She's heard them so much.
Did I tell you we got our preference sheet today? Do you know what the preference sheet is?
No.
So every year, at least in New York City schools, in schools outside the city, like if you're hired as a first grade teacher, you teach first grade for 25 years and that's that. But in New York City, you get hired for whatever, and then at the end of the year, they give you a sheet that's your preference sheet. Give us your top 3 choices for next year, and technically you're supposed to get one of those. So technically, they can move you every single year to a different grade, right? So I got my preference sheet today, and I'm like, should I put down my first choice is a cabin on the lake. My second choice is a beach chair at the beach.
And
my third choice.
Third choice is to kiss my brown Fruit Loop.
Fruit Loop. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to remember that one now.
You've never heard that? I've said it before.
I've heard that before.
I'm gonna be at work.
Margaret's like, pick option number 3.
I'm gonna be at work and be like, the brown Fruit Loop down there.
All right, so what's something that you do? What's something that you do now confidently that you did not do that you were scared to do early on?
Talk about my business.
Yeah,
random people.
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And early on, I was kind of nervous to even mention it.
Okay. Yeah. I would say shows. I was terrified to do any in-person things, and now I could. I mean, do I want to do shows? Not really, because it's a lot of work to pack everything up and bring it to some place and then unpack it all and make it look nice and whatever. But I was afraid in the beginning to have the customer interaction. But now that's I can handle that. That's all, nothing.
Oh, yeah. Run of
So-
the mill right there.
Right. So that's a big change. Did selling in person change your confidence?
It does, yeah. It does a lot for me, I think, because I don't do it often, although now my husband wants to start doing it more. But whenever it's in person and people come up and show real interest in it and start buying stuff, for me, that boosts my confidence. They're like, woohoo, let me buy this. You know, on the couple occasions where I rolled a cart around at work, and people just swarmed me, and I was like, well, okay.
That was so funny. You sent that thing this morning about like today was like Doctor's Day or something or other, and they fixed the cards for y'all. Mm-hmm. That was funny.
It's on my locker now.
That's funny.
So today is the day we're recording this is National Doctor's Day, and our perioperative services. Apparently, the staff decided to vote on like basically superlatives for the doctors, the surgeons, and the anesthesiologists, and mine was most likely to sell you hockey tickets and soap on the same Venmo tab. So
That's hilarious.
because we have
was
season
funny.
tickets to a hockey team, that's why. Anyway,
That's funny. That's
and I
very
was like,
funny.
that's very good. And
How
That
about
was
you?
funny.
Jesse, did selling in person change your confidence? Because I feel like you've always just been like, I am who I am. And that selling in person is not going to change you at all. You're just the same person you were back then.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten more confident, but I don't see where I've really changed at all. I mean, I feel like I'm the same now that I was 7 years ago.
oh, don't you
For episode 6, 7.
gonna reach through this freaking string and strangle you both.
I think.
Come
that
on, Heifer, bring it on. You can do it next week in person.
But okay, so
Yeah.
for me.
Anyhow,
For me, when I first started going to the shows, I was terrified. But then I had John with me, and John is a natural salesman. So watching him interact and like it's difficult for you guys to describe because you don't know him outside of, the whole TikTok and soap universe, but he's not the chatty, outgoing, kind of, he's very much like me, very quiet. We're very, very similar. But to see him like turn on his like customer schmooze, I'm completely impressed. I got some tips from him, but then I realized that if I'm at a show, I'm talking soap and I know my stuff. So that's easy. I can always talk about product. Like I can't go into a room and have a conversation socially, but I can go and talk about soap, till the cows come home, till the heifers come home. So I feel like I definitely built up a lot of confidence in selling in person. Now here's a good one. When did you stop apologizing for your prices?
Pricing is still hard for me, but I don't apologize for it because I know that I calculated out what it is, and it's a good product. And I think whenever I see that people are willing to pay for it and they come back and get it again, then I'm like, you know what? I'm not overpriced. So no matter what Susie Q down at the quarter shop says.
I don't know that I've ever really apologized for my pricing.
Well, I mean like more like I feel guilty taking money from people.
Yeah. It took a while.
I mean, probably my first couple of years that I was, just sold off and on wasn't even really a business. Just really to get recoup some cost. I mean, maybe, but nothing really. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe a little bit, but that if so, it was years ago. I mean.
Now that we're talking about that makes me think of some boundaries. So that's my segue into boundaries. What boundary do you have now that you did not have when you were an early business owner?
I no longer advertise my phone number.
Okay. Did you have an issue with that?
I'd have random people calling me and telling me how much kind of in a creepy way telling me how much they liked my product. I'm like, okay. Because, I mean, think about it like this. I did not expect for things to go on TikTok like they had.
Right.
I was thinking locally, and locally, not down here, not everybody shops online. They will legit meet you in person and give you cash.
Right.
That is still a thing down here. And so the phone number is kind of a necessary thing down here.
Right.
But, I had to shut that down real quick. If it's a local customer, I don't mind having my number. I will write it on the back of my business card.
I have one older customer. She's got to be in her late 60s, early 70s, and she calls me with her orders because I can't figure out that website. She gives me her credit card number over the phone every single time,
Yep. I've got one of those too.
Yeah.
You're like, you better stock up before I'm gone.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Shauna? What is a boundary that you have now that you did not have before?
That's a hard one because
Shauna has no boundaries.
No, I've have a lot of boundaries and I've had them for a while. And I think some of it just stems from being a physician, and you have to have boundaries from that point of view. So I already had them in place kind of before I started. Sometimes I'm better now at telling people no.
That's what I was going to say. For me, I'm not going to make everything that people ask me to make because I know you're not going to buy it. Joe from wherever you are that asked me to make whatever, something random. I'll make something if I'm intrigued and I want to make it for myself, or I will give you the option to have a custom order. I'll be more than happy to make a custom order for you and you can buy a whole loaf, but I am no longer... I can say no, that's just, I'm not making that, sorry.
Well, for me, it's not so much as, they're not going to buy it. It's, is it in my wheelhouse? Well, I have to buy a bunch of fragrance for it. Because I'd have to take a deposit to do it. And to be honest, I just don't have time for custom orders anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And custom orders are pain in the butt anyhow.
I never started them, and for this entire time I kept thinking I need to start a custom order type process. I never started it because I was always afraid that someone was going to come in with a custom order when I'm working tons of overtime and taking weekend call and everything, and I would be like, can I get to it yet?
Well, that was my next question. I was going to say, have you changed how you handle custom requests? And I've changed it by just saying I'm putting it on my website, you can order it and I'll do your custom. But I also build in a lot of time on there. I say it's a minimum of 6 weeks because that gives me 2 weeks to discuss with you exactly what you want and get whatever fragrance or color that you want or something like that. So I have changed in that my custom orders are more organized than they were just, hey, verbally, would you make this? And, whatever, because that just wasn't working out.
So you made them more organized. She stopped taking them.
Yeah.
I never started.
There you go. So that's 3 different business models right there.
And they all work.
Yep, that works for me. Have your work hours changed over time?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the perspective, which ladies, y'all know how it is, you're working from home. Well, Margaret, you're kind of shut down right now, but Shauna, you're working from home. So you could pick up any time and go make soap or package orders or package product or any of the things above. Me now, when I lock that door and I go to the house, unless something just has to be done that evening, that I don't shatter that door until 6 o'clock in the morning, depending on what day it is.
Well, I would think that your hours have increased because you're doing more steady, more volume.
Well, they really haven't increased. I'm set up in a way now where I can produce a lot in a condensed amount of time.
Right, I was about to say you're more efficient now.
Yeah.
I'm more efficient.
You got
Okay.
the process
Like-
down. You got bigger slabs. You got the, and now you've
got
got the pre-mixed oils.
That
That's gonna save you
is
some
a
time.
game changer. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
And I look forward to that someday.
How about
That
you,
is
Shauna?
fantastic.
Have yours changed at all, or you're just still trying to fit in when you can fit in?
Right now, I'm still trying to fit in when I can fit in, but I can say that recently I've been less pushy. I guess like in the beginning, especially when it was like new and fresh and exciting, like I was like all my free hours were going to it. And now I actually take time to sit down and just relax and chill and not kill myself right now.
What's really cool, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, somebody listening to this right now can be anywhere on this spectrum
Yep.
and fit in because we're all so different in
Yep.
what we do, but the same in what we do.
What works for me is not going to work for Margaret. What works for Margaret's not going to work for Shauna. If
Right.
you don't work the same way that either three of us work, you're not doing it wrong. You're just different.
Right.
Right,
Do what works for you. Right.
That's right.
right. But
my
you can
next-
pick up some tips from us and make it work better.
Yeah,
There
definitely.
you go.
My next question was going to be, have you gotten better at saying no? And I think that all three of us definitely have gotten better at saying no. And I think
Yeah.
that comes to any small business owner over time,
I
right?
would hope
That's-
so.
That
would
is
hope
for
so.
anybody. You ain't even got to be a small business owner.
Right.
You've got
Just
to
in life in
learn how
general.
to say life in general. You got to have boundaries. You've got to learn when to say no. Now there's some times that you have to say yes and you have to make certain things work. We get that. We're not talking about that. But sometimes you just can't please everybody. Quit trying to
Right,
please everybody.
right.
You're not going
You got
to
to
please
shut down the
everybody.
people pleaser tendency
Yes.
and do what's right, do what works. But also, I think, like you said, like in life in general, you've got to figure it out. But
Exactly.
we've said it before on this podcast. Not every customer is your customer.
Yeah.
Thank
So-
you. I was just fixed to say that.
Yeah. And
There's customers for all of us. There's businesses for all customers. It's like the bread aisle. You know that there's a bread. It's some kind of weird like bread that's got nuts and whole grains and bull crap in it. It's like you eat nuts and bolts and such as that. That is not my kind of bread. If it ain't bunny bread, it ain't my bread. And no, y'all don't know what bunny bread is.
I know what bunny bread is.
It's like Wonder Bread.
Do you know?
we have that. Yeah.
It's like
But
what?
It's like
we
Wonder
have-
Bread.
No, it's better.
It's
Same concept, soft white bread.
Speaking of that, I have a story to go with that bread that you were just talking about. One day, years and years ago, my cousin called me up. She wanted to go to a Yankee game together, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll go to a Yankee game with you." I'm a Met fan, by the way. So I go to her place in the Bronx, and she's like, "I'll make lunch. What do you want?" I'm like, "I'll just take ham and cheese, whatever." So we bring our lunch to the ball game. We get down to the field. She's like, "All right, here's your lunch," and I pull it out, and it's that bread, and literally it's
Seed
got
bread.
freaking sticks in it, and seeds and nuts, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, I think the packaging says sticks
Take
and
it out.
seeds on it. I'm like, never do that to me again. No. This is. I know you are trying to be all healthy and crunchy. Not me. I can't. I'm going to be picking sticks out
Give
of my
me
teeth
my
for the rest of the
processed
game.
white bread, woman.
Yeah. Just give me the ham and cheese in a roll up. I don't want to eat sticks and seeds.
No,
That was just a
you
little
don't
aside.
Don't want no sunflower seeds in my bread.
It's bird bread.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
I'd be sitting
I'm
there
gonna call
like
it from now on.
25 years and still
open the
talking
stuff
about
out
it.
of it.
I'm gonna call it bird bread from now on.
Yeah. So now
Freaking
that we
granola
touched
bread.
on pricing before, did pricing feel personal at the beginning?
Yes. I think, and it's very common, I had a very hard time marking it for what it should be worth.
Because do you think that's because you don't value your time? In the beginning, anyway.
In the beginning, I just didn't think I was good enough, maybe. Like you know, you in the beginning, you're still kind of, sorting out your formula too. And getting to know it, but then you feel like you can't put yourself on the same level as all those other
Right.
fancy ones.
Like, how can I be selling for the same price as royalty soaps? My God, she's been around forever. She's got these fantastic this and this. She's got all these followers. Things like that. Is that what you're thinking?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I knew who Royalty Soap was in the beginning, but...
Oh, I knew who she was before I even started making soap.
Scrapey, my great big containy.
I feel like when we were first figuring out our cost of goods, right, and John was saying, let's figure out how long does it take us to make a slab, and then break that down into how long does it take us to make a bar, and then figure out that time, but you got to pay yourself per hour, so we'll pay ourselves like $20 an hour. And I'm like, $20 an hour? That's insane. That's very high. But it's $20 an hour, but if you're making, if you're charging how much you pay, how long it takes you to make one bar of soap, and you're breaking it down, it takes me an hour to make 78, so you're dividing that hour by 78. It's, $20 an hour really doesn't add much to the cost of the bar. Right. But when you say it out loud, you're like, $20 an hour, that's crazy. Nobody's going to want to pay me $20 an hour to make soap.
Yeah.
No, that's where volume comes into play.
Right.
Right.
Efficiency and volume, yeah.
Yeah. But what about now? Do you still feel personal about your pricing?
I still look at it every once in a while and compare it to others, but I mean, I feel like it's priced appropriately for what it is.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, I know my stuff. We know what the cost of goods are. I know we've got a good product with a good value. So my price is my price.
Well, then you look at like the big name brand stuff and the price that people pay for some of that stuff. Holy crap. I've seen bars of soap out there for like $50-something for a 4-ounce bar of soap. And I'm like, why? What is it? And I'm like, what is in this ingredient list?
That is marketing. You're not paying for the soap. You're paying for the marketing.
Exactly.
You're paying for the name. And it could be the exact same thing.
Kind of like most fashion brands.
Yeah, exactly. Do your customers expect you to expect access to you 24 hours a day?
They could expect. No, I better shut up.
I'd say most of them do not know. I do have people that message me at weird hours, but it's like people I sort of know, so then
yeah.
I don't really get messages. I get I'll get emails or I'll get comments or messages in social media, but those are things that you can control when you're answering it.
Yeah.
So I don't answer right away pretty much ever.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my messaging here lately is not customers, it's people from out of the country wanting my recipe. I'm like, it's proprietary, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I just had one that just asked me to teach her how to make soap, and I was like,
I've had that too. I've had that too, and
I've had a lot of that too. I've thought about like maybe I should develop a course, maybe I should do an online thing, but there's so many people that do it, and so many people give away that information for free. Like, you don't need to pay a course for that.
That's what I almost told her. I was like, there's like 1,042 YouTube videos out there.
Yeah, check out YouTube and sometimes I think that's a scam.
But honestly, I told Lee said, I was like, I'm more than happy to answer questions for you, but I don't really teach it.
Yeah, I do that when people asking on lives too. I'm like, ask me anything you want. I'm more than happy to talk about it, but I don't have the time or inclination to teach.
Well, it's like I told somebody the other.
I was about to say that's ironic.
I told somebody the other day. I said, I can make soap. I can make a lot of soap. I can make different kinds of soap. I've been in it for a while, but one thing I don't see myself as is one that will teach it. I just do it so much out of muscle memory and habit. Yeah. I don't think to explain the individual steps and why we do this and why we do that. It's just that's not how my brain operates.
That's my wheelhouse, right?
Exactly.
So I'm so used to explaining everything I do, and not just explaining, but over-explaining everything that I do for the people who don't listen.
See, if anybody develops a course, you should. because that is in your wheelhouse. And me and
It really
Shauna can
is.
just refer them to you.
Go look at this
That's
heifer.
what I do. Yep. Come on
Go
over.
check her
I'd
out.
like to do live classes, kind of like what what's her name?
Amanda
Chen. Remember Chen
Oh.
when she was talking about doing the classes at the different places or the things like that? I thought that
gotcha,
was a good
yeah.
idea. Like maybe when I set up, maybe like Jesse, you could set up when you're building a new shop or you're doing something, whatever you wind up doing, you can have an area where this is going to be my teaching area, and you can have, or not even teaching, but like come on in
An
and
event
we'll do
area.
an event area. Have a birthday party, have a wine and soap.
I honestly
could,
could
but
not
I
see
ain't.
Jesse doing that.
I don't see it either. I would do that though. That's something I would do.
I have considered doing that, but no, I don't see Jesse doing that.
But then again, do I
Not
want to
my
move into an
wheelhouse.
area and then teach everybody how to make soap? I'll have no customers.
I can say with confidence that you can teach 100 people how to make soap, and maybe one of them will continue doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Because they want to do it just for fun, but a lot of them, once they see all the steps involved and all the equipment involved and everything, most of them are not going to dive in.
That's true.
And that's the thing. A lot of people, they buy the experience. So you could
It's
do
fun.
it
It's
like
fun.
like a brunch and soap or something or other like that.
Right.
Make it like a
I mean,
paint
think about-
class. Make it an experience.
Right.
How many people do these, like, the paint classes, where they
Exactly.
do the paint and drink, sip and whatever
Yeah.
like that?
I've
How many of
done
those people
3
actually
of
take
myself.
up painting? How many of those actually
Exactly.
take up painting, right?
Nobody.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one thing I can honestly say I've never done is one of those classes. I've been invited to tons of them.
Yeah, I've been invited to them, but I've never done them. I have gone and done, like, made signs, paint signs, because Zeph loved to do that when he was little. But that was...
I've never done that either.
But no, I am.
Yeah, those are fun. I've done a few of those. How about when did profit start feeling like a necessity instead of optional?
When I started investing in more equipment.
Profit is necessary in any business. Now, when I say sorry, hang on. I didn't realize
Didn't realize your dinger was on?
I didn't realize my dinger was on. Profit in business and profit in taxes is two different things. Okay? To anybody that's listening, you ladies know this. The objective to any business, I don't care what the owner says, is to make a profit, to make money, to make a profit. And if you're just starting out in business, if you're smart, you'll do like we've done. And any profit you've made, you'll roll back into that business to level up, to get ahead, to invest in equipment, to invest in, software, to invest in bulk oils, to invest in the future of your business. That way you don't have to go to the bank and get a loan to invest in your business.
Right.
That's going to accrue interest. Now, profit as far as taxes, that's where that investing in your business comes into play, because you want to invest in your business as much as you want to, so you don't have to invest in taxes.
Right. I would rather give my money to my business than to the government. So now that you just mentioned bulk oils and all that kind of stuff, when you first started buying things in bulk, did it feel scary at first?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Super scary.
So much.
Shoot.
You buy like
At
a
first-
30-pound box of cocoa butter, and I'm like, this is going to take me forever to use.
You go and you spend $2,500 or whatever on, no, hang on, 18, anyhow, spend $2,100 on 2 55-gallon drums of oils pre-mixed, and hope to God they got your mixture right. Yeah, your brown Fruit Loop puckers up about that tight.
Word of the week, brown fruit loop.
Brown fruit. Yeah, I don't think I was scared to purchase in bulk. I was excited. Like, I'm buying
you get
10
excited.
pounds of
but-
fragrance at once. Look at me go. I rock, right? Like, my soap business is awesome, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm doing so good. I can, and then to see the savings and the cost of goods go down because of the bulk pricing, that was exciting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is very exciting. Whenever you
Not
can
as much,
start
yeah.
buying enough to make
Yeah.
to make the profit better or whatever.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think differently about your expenses now than you did before?
Expenses don't scare me as bad now as they did then.
Mm-hmm.
Expenses are a necessary evil.
Right.
You've got to have expenses because if you have too much of a profit,
Then the government's taking it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of that. You may as well buy equipment or buy this
Exactly.
or buy that for your business because, yeah, may as well.
So now that we're talking about, you may as well buy equipment. What's something that you're afraid, like risk tolerance now? What's something that you might have been afraid to try that's totally normal now? Like that you just do. You do it all the time without even thinking about it.
The boxes, ordering those,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of expense. It's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
But
time.
And I'm sure Shauna can probably attest to this. Once your product gets in them boxes, your sales go up. Because it's more attractive.
Right.
It's prettier. You can get somebody to look at it twice, they're going to pick it up.
Right.
It's a lot more
This
official
is-
looking.
It's definitely more official looking.
It's like you built more trust with the customer once you got it in
Right.
that box. Because it's they see it as a safer product.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you have custom packaging to that, that's like, this is not just like mom and pop type thing.
Right.
Exactly.
In someone's brain. So
This is
Yeah.
this is a company that's got their act together. It's how it feels in that customer's brain. It's not just it's shrink wrapped
It's a
and
psychology.
you could tell it's a homemade it's homemade label. Can I really trust this? It's in professional packaging. These folks
the
got their
psychology of
stuff
selling, and
together.
it's what we talked about before when we had that whole episode about. Sorry, I was talking over you. I didn't mean
About
to.
pricing.
It's all right.
Yeah, the whole episode about pricing when we said if you price your product too low, it doesn't help it sell because people are going to be like, that gotta be.
Yeah. Why is that so
What-
cheap?
Right.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Right.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
What is your first big investment memory?
My first big investment memory was July's molds.
I was going to say the same,
Exactly.
same thing.
Yeah.
The big slab
That-
mold.
The first Margaret mold I bought.
Mm-hmm.
That was my.
Going from the single loaf to the slab mold. That's a
Well,
big thing.
I had been in slab molds, like my own homemade slab molds, for
Right.
a little while, and somebody conspired against me and fueled my addiction. I'm staring at the New York heifer over there.
All I did was give an address.
Yeah. I'm friggin' at the house one day, minding my own business, and here comes a Ups man with a big old box. And I'm like, I saw
you're
the
like-
sticker on it. I saw that sticker on it. I said, that heifer. I'm like, I know what this is, and I know where she got my address from. And from then on, I was hooked.
Yeah. Get a quality piece of
Equipment.
yeah, my brain. Get a quality piece of equipment and you're set. It's
Third.
Her brain just stalled.
it did. It completely stalled.
We could hear it turning
It had
over.
What was the first event that you did that felt like a stretch?
It was a big stretch for me to get on an airplane and go to D.C. That was
Okay.
a huge stretch. That was a stretch
Yeah,
I was not prepared for.
I think going to the first conference when I went with July, that felt like a stretch to me because I'm like, I didn't feel legitimate yet.
Yeah.
Right? And going to the conference and meeting all the other people, that's when that imposter syndrome kicks in, and I'm like, I felt like a fraud being there. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that felt like a stretch to me.
I was going to say the conference felt like, because man, it feels so official, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just really makes things like this is what you're here for. This is real.
Yeah.
This is solid. This is a group
like,
of people
I've been to
just like you.
Yeah, I've been to professional conferences for medicine. Going to a professional conference for like soap and cosmetics was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's what the difference I think, because I've been to conferences for teaching all over the country, and the difference is somebody's sending me there. I'm going there because I have to. I'm not going there because I want to. Like this one I went to because I wanted to. You don't have to go. You can be a soap maker and not attend a conference ever. But I wanted to go. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see what they had to offer, and it felt very official and very like, yes, like I'm part of this thing now. What about your first time ordering supplies in serious volume, like your boxes or?
Every time something new like that, I'm like,
there's a little freak out moment.
Right. Like
Yeah.
the first time I ordered
Cruncher.
I think I ordered like 500 jars for liquid soap. And I was like, that's a lot of freaking jars. I better sell this out.
yeah.
That's a lot. 500.
And I have been guilty of ordering like containers for things that like I still have those containers sitting there and I haven't sold yet. I'm like, son of a...
Yeah, it takes me a while to get through, which when I order bottles for my hand wash and such as that, I order a lot. So it takes a minute to get through all those bottles because, the body wash and hand wash, they don't sell as good as my bar soaps, and that's fine with me.
Right.
But, yeah, it takes a minute.
What would past you hesitate to do that current you would do immediately?
Say no to trying a new fragrance. I don't know. That's...
I would say impulse buying is one thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a big
like
problem.
we have those credits on that website.
Y'all do. I ain't got none.
I
use them
do.
quick.
I have them, and I just don't know what to. I'm in a very odd place in that anything that I buy, it really can't be, it can't be oils, it can't be, butters, because I don't know when I'm going to get to use them. So I don't want them to go bad. And I don't want to get containers because then it's just something I have to pack and bring with. Like, what am I going to bring? Maybe I'll look at some, silicone molds or something like that. But everyone I look at, I'm like, am I really going to use this? Am I really going to use that? Like, whereas in the past, I would have been like, ooh, that's so cute. I need to buy it. Click. Ooh, that one's so cute. I need to buy it. Click. And now I'm much more focused on what I spend on, if that makes sense. I'm not just...
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not just doing that's cute, because now I'm thinking, yes, that's cute. Am I going to actually use it? Is it going to just sit in a container? Or am I going to have to find place for it? Now I have to organize where it's going to be, keep track of where it is. It's just I'm much better at self-control.
Yeah, and I think that's normal progression in a creative business like this, where you want to try all the different things. And so you're just like, grab everything you see. And eventually you're like, all right, calm down, little one.
Yeah, exactly.
You tell yourself,
exactly.
I don't need to try everything now. So I think eventually it's normal.
Yeah. When did this stop being a hobby for you?
6 years ago.
Yeah.
But how long were you doing it before it felt like, okay, this isn't a hobby. Now I'm going to make this.
3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years.
Same? About the same? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Do your friends and family treat you differently now?
No, I mean, not really. Instead of asking me about bus drive, instead of asking me about bus driving, they ask me about the soap business. I mean, but it's, same old, same old.
Yeah, I don't really talk about the business with family anymore because they don't ask me for soap, so I don't.
Yeah.
I stopped offering it to them because I know my mother would use it if I gave it to her regularly, but I know she doesn't feel comfortable asking me for it. So it's just a very weird thing.
Shoot, Mama come by today and got some soap.
How about, did your role shift from creator to decision maker? Did anything? Like when
it was the same the whole time.
I was always creator and decision maker and all that.
Yeah.
So that hasn't changed at all. Has your tolerance for uncertainty changed?
No, because I feel like it's still very difficult to predict like what's going to catch on and what's not. So I feel like it's now I feel like it's more like just throw it out there and see if it sticks or not, and if not, reel it back in and go for something else.
Uncertainty's part of life. You're gonna roll with it either way.
Right.
Nothing is for certain. Not on this earth.
Do you think differently about your time now than you did back when you first started? And how?
Yeah. I was available 6 o'clock in the morning till 9, 10 o'clock at night when I first got started because I was really trying to build. And now, I try not to answer anything unless it's somebody I really know. I try not to answer anything before 8 o'clock. And once it hits about 7 o'clock in the evening, I got to spend time with my family.
Same thing.
Got to spend time with me.
Definitely. I also think that in the beginning, because it was so new and it was so fresh, I didn't mind being on 24 hours.
You
the second I woke up.
Too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was fun, and it was new, and it was exciting, and it was like, oh, let me cut this soap and see what it looks like. And now I'm like, okay, I have to cut that soap later. So my time is more valuable to me now than it was back then. And
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it was like this was more hobby-ish, even though it was a business, it was still more hobby. So it's like you said, it was very exciting. Like I don't mind going and doing it. Now it's like I get home from work and I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, you're definitely exhausted. But I also feel like do it, lady.
Yeah, do it, lady.
We got to get him on here anyway.
That would be awesome. I don't think that'll happen though.
I don't think so.
Definitely not happen. So how about some unexpected personal changes? What personality trait from becoming a small business owner has surprised you the most?
I'm honestly surprised at how many different skills I have acquired over the years. It's not just the making the product, it's the figuring out marketing, editing videos, goofing off on Canva, designing labels, designing ads, designing this, like all of these different aspects I weren't even in my brain as something I could possibly even do. And then you finally do them and you're like, oh, I can't do that. So,
well, it's the social media for me because I've said this countless times. Before Country Lather, social media to me was posting pictures of my kids on Facebook. And that was few and far between. And it's like second nature now. And it's more of a job now because I ain't posted a video since like Thursday. It takes a little bit, but I'm in this weird area where I don't film as much me making for different reasons.
Right.
But then I've got to go to the house to film shoppable videos. But then they don't really do anything, so...
Right. And I feel like, that's something we've talked about multiple times on here, is that social media aspect of it is shifting.
Yeah.
So
I'd say that for me, being confident in front of the camera has gotten a lot easier.
Yes. I can
that's-
talk. I can talk to a camera
still
like
not.
nobody's business now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still not comfortable in front of the camera unless I have something to say. But if I have something to say, I could go on and on and on forever. Sorry, everybody. Did your business make you more organized?
no,
Yes.
No, not really? Shauna?
I don't think so. I mean,
now, don't get-
in certain ways maybe yes, but other ways no. I feel like it's still a disaster, but there is organization in the chaos.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an organized person, but I am more organized now than I was 8 years ago.
Right. Now, I don't think
But
that
it's a hot mess organization.
Yeah. I don't think that it's changed me in my organization, except for the fact that I'm very good at playing Jenga now, meaning I can fit a lot of stuff into a small space.
We call that Tetris in my household.
Okay, Tetris, Jenga, same kind of thing. Well, Jenga would be the opposite, taking everything down, right? Yes, okay, Tetris. How about, have you become more patient?
Yes.
Patient with what?
Patient with yourself, patient with customers, patient with the business?
Yeah.
The business has taught me an immense amount of patience. Because no matter how bad you want things to happen right now, they're not going to. And you have to learn to be satisfied and content with slow growth. Because if you look back and you think about it, that slow growth is the best kind. That slow growth allows you time to grow. And not be overwhelmed and get burnt out.
Right.
Because you can take it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Having to do it overnight stinks.
Yep. I very distinctly remember you going through that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I really wish I could drive down the road and help you make some more, but
Yeah.
it's a nice long drive.
Are you more decisive now than you were back when you first started?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'd say so too.
Very, yeah.
I mean, I still
You-
ask John for, his opinion on everything, but
Oh yeah. Sometimes.
that's just who I am. I have to have everybody's opinion before I can make a decision on anything.
I'll ask Farrell about different things, but his is more along the lines of how do you think this needs to be built? Now,
Right.
if it's like a soap related question or a business related question, y'all know I will blow y'all's doors up asking y'all questions.
Right.
So, and 9 times out of 10, I know what direction I
Right.
want to go here. I'm just looking to see if y'all are thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay, so let's we'll end this up with a reality check. All right, so I'm going to ask each of you, what version of yourself are you proud that this business helped create? And, okay, you ready? What would the version of you from your first market say if she met you today?
now, I used to not be comfortable in front of the camera at all. At all. I can get in front of one and it don't bother me at all now. It's just part of it. So, I don't know if I would say I'm proud of that, but that's something I have accomplished.
I would be proud of that, especially because
So-
you just look so confident up there. Listen here, y'all. And you get right into it. And like, you always have a story, and I'm like, where does she come up with this crap? But anyway, it's just so compelling. It's frustrating because I'm not as compelling. I can't, I can break things down, but I can't Make them interesting. Sorry, students. And when I say what would the version of you from your first market say if she met you today? I know, Shauna, you haven't done markets, but so like, what would the person who started your business, like when you first start, what would you say?
If I looked at myself now?
Yeah, what would she say to you if she met you today? What would the old you say to the new you?
Holy crap, I can't believe you're still in it and it's even growing. You know, things like that. Like, there are so many products that I've made that I never really imagined I would be making. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this podcast would never have happened. Never thought I'd be making a freaking podcast. and here we are over like a year and a half.
I used to make fun of people that did podcasts.
Of course you did.
I'm like, why are you so important? And here I am.
And now here we are making a podcast. And people are like, why y'all
talking
so
about
important?
brown Fruit Loops on the freaking wavelengths.
What do heifers have to do with soap? Anyway.
So I think that old me would say to new me, wow, I can't believe you stuck to it for this long, and you don't have 17 other businesses for all the different things. Like, old me would be surprised that I haven't picked up a bunch of different more crafts to do.
Speaking of, I saw something that you would so love, because we both want to get 3D printers eventually.
Oh my goodness, I saw one today too.
And I saw a machine that's like on Kickstarter or something like that, where you know how you have like leftover pieces you break off and whatever, and you throw it into this machine and it grinds it up, and then you put it together and it makes new filament out of it.
I've seen people make filament out of like soda bottles and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That'd be so cool. Like you just recycled little pieces.
Interesting.
Tangent.
And that's it, right? Is that good? I think we've pretty much said everything there is about growth, right? All right. So.
Oh, I'm sure there's more that we could say, but
yeah,
we got to shut up eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I thought Jesse was gonna say something.
Growth is in like personal growth, because clearly I'm not growing.
Well,
you mean personal growth in business does not mean you're growing out. It doesn't mean you're growing up.
I'm not growing up that way.
We're growing up maturity-wise either.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, maturity-wise.
That's no fun.
All right. So, whether it's confidence, boundaries, money mindset, or just learning how to say no without apologizing, running a business changes you. It changes you. It changes your products. It changes your schedule. It changes how you think about money. But the thing nobody really warns you about is how much it changes you. So if you're somewhere in the messy middle of building something right now and you don't quite recognize this version of yourself that you're becoming yet, that's normal. That's growth. And honestly, that's the whole point. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a review, because it really does help other small business owners find the show. And share the episode with a maker friend who's in their own business metamorphosis right now. And don't forget to head on over to Bawana.com and show a little love to our sponsor. You can find us on social media, you can find us on YouTube, and you can always find us right back here. Until next time, stay dirty, heifers.